Hi, this is Tricia with Tricia Stamps. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make this pretty card. I am featuring a celebration item today, the softly stippled 12 by 12 paper pack. So the softly stippled 12 by 12 paper can be found on page 8. This is our celebration catalog for 2024. This is free with a $50 purchase. And this does coordinate with the Stippled Roses bundle that is in the mini catalog. I don't have that bundle to show you, but I believe that the dies coordinate with the paper and the stamp sets. So let's take a look at this paper pack. Really pretty, kind of soft muted florals, rose designs. I have this Calypso Coral and the Pebbled Path. So this one, these coordinate with the dies from the bundle. Again, I don't have those, so I'm going to hand cut mine, but if you had the bundle, you can, I don't have them yet, I should say, but if you have the bundle, you can use the dies for that. On the back of these papers, I love how the backs of these papers are really versatile. You could use them with anything. So this is sort of a, I don't know, like a linen-y fabric look. And then a really pretty kind of textured Calypso Coral. Wild Wheat. So here's the textured side. And then you have this Wild Wheat and a little bit of Pool Party or Lost Lagoon, maybe both in here. Yeah, I guess there's both. This is sort of a botanical. It almost makes me feel like something tropical. And then another, this looks like a burlap or some sort of a natural looking woven fabric. And then a little Pool Party floral on the back. I saw this one. And then Wild Wheat. Again, this looks kind of Tommy Bahama-ish to me. Tropical in the floral. And then a really pretty, again, linen looking Pool Party solid. This is the Pebbled Path. Again, a real light version of it. But it almost looks like someone took like a palette knife and made a really pretty background. And then this mixture of the Calypso Coral and the Wild Wheat. Love those. So really pretty papers. Again, this is 12 by 12 and you get 12 sheets. So you get 6 patterns and 2 of each double-sided. So let's dive into making our card. Okay, I've got a couple strips of paper that I selected from the pack. This one is 3 inches wide by 5.5. This one is 3/4 inch by 5.5. And then this one is, I think I did 1.5, but these are going to overlap a little bit. 1.5 by 5.5. So we're going to glue these onto our card front. And I don't have my seal handy, so I'm going to use my liquid glue. If you've been watching my videos lately, I have been moving or transferring my green glue into this fine tip applicator bottle. For something like this, it's probably not as important, but I do like having the fine tip when I'm doing little detailed dies. And I also feel that it doesn't clog quite as easily. So if you're interested in this bottle, it's just from Amazon. Just leave me a comment in the description box down there, in the comments box below, and I will send you a link. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the rose paper on the left-hand side. And this is just going all the way edge to edge, no border here. And then I'm using this piece to cover up that seam and to make a pretty transition between my 2 patterns. Because I've got a rose pattern, obviously, on both sides, but one's much more muted. But breaking it up with this, let me make sure I'm getting that straight. I use my grid paper a lot for stuff like this, just to kind of line up and make sure that's going straight. and parallel to the edge of the card. There we go. Okay, off screen, this same paper right here, I went ahead and fussy cut it. If you have the coordinating bundle, you could use that to cut these out, but I just went ahead and fussy cut mine with my paper snips, and then we'll go ahead and color this. All right, I'm going to use my blender pen and our ink pads. You can either give these a squeeze, or you could just put one of your blocks on there to pull a little bit of the color and use it as a palette. And I am just going to pick some up and drop a little bit of color. And I think I want to keep these pretty muted. So I'm just dropping a little color into the folds of these roses. And the roses are, because they're stippled, they have a lot of shading already in them. And it's a little hard to tell where all the folds and everything are. So I'm just gonna have a light wash of color over the flowers. And then you can add just a little darkness in a few areas just to give the suggestion of the overlapping petals. There. So that's one flower done. Hopefully you can see that. It's not perfect coloring, just wash a little bit. I would say start with a light amount of color. In fact, you can even kind of use your grid paper to get some of the color off. And these will be darkest kind of in the center of these flowers. So you can start there, and then it'll get lighter as you work out towards the edges. And then go back in and drop a little more color into these folds where the petals overlap. And then I'm going to use our wild wheat. So if you haven't worked with these blender pens before, you just scribble them off in between and get the color off of the tip. Mine is nice and clean, and then you can switch to a new color. I need to give that a little squeeze, put a little ink in my lid, and then I can use that. And this wild wheat color, it's a neutral. It's kind of a greenish yellow. So I'm just using this for my leaves. I don't have it on the card, but it is what goes in the paper pack, and so I know it's going to look nice with this color combo because I've already seen in the paper pack how that looks. It turns out really pretty, and you could do any color combination for this, obviously, but I'm kind of sticking with the colors from the paper pack. So I'm going to take some, actually I already did this, so I'll just use this, but I just took 2 pieces of linen thread and doubled them up and just made kind of a big floppy shoelace string. And I'm going to put that right here with a glue dot. Right about there. Separate all my loops. And then I will take our pretty flowers and use some dimensionals to put that right over the top of our bow. So let's take some dimensionals. Put it on the back there, like that. And then I have a sentiment from another new set from the mini catalog. I've already made this, so this is an embossing folder that has all of the different sentiments in it. Hopefully you can see that. And you can ink the embossing folder, and then because it's a hybrid embossing folder, you can use the die and it will cut out each one of these individual sentiments. There's also a couple of bonus dies in here. So I'll feature this in another video coming up. So I didn't show you how I made this, because the nice thing about this is if you run it through once, you might only need one sentiment for a card, but then you've got a little stack of sentiments that you can keep on hand and use for other card projects. So I kind of love that. So I happen to have this one sitting here, and I will use this. Thank you. And again, I will show you how this works in another video, but since we're focused on this paper today, I decided to just go ahead and use this one that I have on hand. So I'm gonna leave that white. I think that's pretty against the, I might wanna move this up a little bit. Can I do that still? Let's see. I want to tear it, but sometimes if you twist your dimensionals, they come off. Can I do it without tearing everything? Oh yeah. I think I'm going to make that go a little higher and still try to pull my loops of the bow out. Come on. Oh man, I'm making a mess. There we go. There. So you still see a little bit of that linen thread back there popping out just for some extra texture, but it just gives us a little bit more room to put that sentiment down below. And yeah, I like that better. So all I need is a little dimensional on these bottom parts, because the rest of it's going to lay flat against my flowers. So I'm going to put, I think I'm going to take like a half a dimensional. I sometimes cut them in half. Put one down on the loop of the Y down there. And then just out here on the very edge, like that. And then I'll use my liquid glue on the top edges, dot a little bit of that in. And that is going to sit just like so. There we go. So I thought this was such a, I don't know, very pretty and elegant card. And I just wanted to put some pearls on it. I thought that went with the look of the card. So grab some of your basic pearls and sprinkle a few of those around. Oops, that one lost its stickiness. Try another one. Go out there. There we go. And that is our finished card. Really elegant and pretty, just a beautiful feminine looking thank you card. And I love this softly stippled paper and letting that just kind of be the star of the show here. All we did was pop on a sentiment, but everything else, we used those coordinating papers and of course cut out a focal point from that paper. And it's such a pretty, like I said, kind of elegant and feminine, sophisticated looking card. So I hope you like this awesome Celebration product. Again, this is a level 1 item from Celebration, so that means it's free with a $50 qualifying purchase for the months of January and February. As you're thinking about what you want from the new catalog, keep in mind your Celebration items. And if you don't have a demonstrator that you're shopping with already, I would love to become your demonstrator, help you with any of your Stampin' Up! Needs. You can link in the description box below right over to my website, and you can shop from there. Would love to have that. And I would also love to have you subscribe to my channel if you like my projects and these videos. So subscribe and hit the like button for me. That helps me grow my business, and it helps me know what kind of content everybody likes out there. So it would help me a lot. Thank you very much for spending time here with me today, and I'll see you soon.